My name is Al Edelson, a member of the Winmore Video Club. I'll be interviewing Miriam Powers for Winmore's TV station, Channel 99. Are you ready, Miriam?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let me first say that your music sounds great, and we want the Winmore community to hear your music and learn a little bit more about you.
Oh, thank you.
So let's begin. How long have you been playing the piano?
Oh, it seems to me about 100 years. No, I'm kidding. I started when I was 5 years old, and if I tell you how many years, then you'll know my age. So what shall I do about that?
Okay, keep that a secret. How did you get interested in playing the piano?
Well, actually, I didn't get interested. My mother and sister, they got me interested. My sister had a friend who taught piano, and at age 5, they decided I have to take piano lessons. Oh, that's the way it started.
Where was the first place you played professionally?
Oh, the first place was a terrible place. It was in Newark. Had nothing against Newark except that I lived in the Bronx, and it took 2 hours to get there. I started leaving the house at 7 o'clock in the morning at night, and didn't get there till 9 at night. I accompanied a singer, and we were at this bar. It was just a lowly bar with a piano, and we entertained till 3 o'clock in the morning. Wow. And I was 17 years old at the time.
Did you ever play at famous nightclubs like the Stork Club or?
Oh, sure. Yeah, the Stork Club, the Vanderbilt Hotel, a lot of these, Sheraton.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you have any interesting stories about some of those places?
The Stork Club, that was a classic. I played for Sherman Billingsley during the war. My husband was in the Army, he was in Texas, and I was working at the Stork Club. And at one point he asked me to go upstairs to his third-floor gym. And I had heard about that gym. It was not the place to be, you know. I said to him, "Oh, Mr. Billingsley, I can't do that. I know all about that gym." He says, "Well, if you don't want to go." That night, I got my pink slip. And it's a good thing I belonged to 802, because without giving me 2 weeks' notice, they would have been down on his neck, you know. So that's my story about the Stork Club, except that it made good copy on interviews like this.
How about training? Where did you study?
Well, I had a lot of private teachers. Never studied at any musical school of any kind, except I had private teachers who, my last teacher came out of Juilliard, and she was my best teacher, Tira Sundberg. But I had many teachers because I was such a brat, and I didn't like to practice. Practice was very dull. I liked to play ball and, you know, go out with my friends. So, and my mother used to say, "Miriam, did you practice?" And I'd lie to her. I'd say, "Yes, I practiced," and I really didn't. But 2 hours before my lesson on Saturday morning, I would get up and I'd practice. And when I got to Mr. Corman, my music teacher at the time, he'd say, "Miriam, why are you playing so slowly?" I said, "Well, Mr. Corman, you said it's better to be slow but accurate, and that's what I'm playing it slowly." I was terrible. I was a rotten kid.
I heard about the term perfect pitch. What does that mean?
Well, perfect pitch is something that you're born with. You can't ever develop it. No amount of lessons will give you perfect pitch. It is when somebody plays a musical instrument and you don't even see what they're playing, but you know what they're playing, and you mention the notes that they're playing. That's perfect pitch. And I was lucky I was born with that.
Did you ever perform on the radio?
Yes, I had 2 radio shows, one in Levittown, Pennsylvania, and it was called the Miriam Roberts Show, and down in Little Rock, Arkansas, I was on the radio, and it was fun.
Did you ever team up with other artists? Did you ever accompany other musicians?
Well, not musicians, but I always accompanied singers and dancers and at different times of my life, my professional life. Many that I accompanied. So I not only played piano solo, but I was an accompanist as well.
Any famous names that we might know of?
I don't think so, no.
It's been a pleasure talking with you, and we look forward to listening to you. What will be your selection?
Well, I think I'd like to play That's All I Ask of You from Phantom of the Opera. That's by Andrew Lloyd Webber.